Did Andre the Giant have a daughter? I think he did.
If he did,
I want to see her.
It would still be better looking than The Rock.
There's no way. There's no way. I know I confirmed he does have a daughter, but I can't think of what she looks like.
Google it.
I'd be willing to bet The Rock's daughter is probably like a Victoria's Secret model compared to her. Hold on.
Well, don't forget, he had giantism. So
Oh, my God.
his offspring isn't going to exactly have giantism.
Can a giant have a
features
midget?
unless she has the disorder.
What if I have to eat my words and she's like a fox? Like, what if it's like, what if Andre the Giant's daughter is like just
Then
gorgeous?
during the segment of... Then during the
Is it
segment
bad? Okay, see?
of the
Exactly,
show, I was
exactly.
going to say, damn it, you have to say that The Rock's daughter is beautiful while we discuss how ugly she is.
Exactly, yeah. Andre the Giant's daughter, yeah. The one on the right, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's harsh. She looks like Shrek.
Looks like every looks like every person that was angry about the She-Hulk animation.
Yeah.
Like everyone that was mad about the way she looked in the CG.
All right. You guys ready?
I think so. I'll probably start coughing as soon as you introduce me.
Good.
Right.
Hit it.
It'd be perfect.
Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast with your hosts, Nelson.
Ian.
Ed?
The squad is in the building. We are here to do our thing, which is trash everything you love.
And eat cheese dipped in
And eat-
caramel.
No, that's just one of us. Because to the rest of the world, that's fucking disgusting.
The rest of the world, sometimes things, contrasting flavors, they work well together.
You know what? Maybe you could start your own brand of cheese dipping caramel.
You ever have a goober burger?
Goober burger?
A goober burger.
And is it still around?
It is still around.
Where? In like Germany?
Is it like the Luther?
It's similar to a Luther, yes. It's
These
similar to
sound
a
like
Luther.
sex positions.
No.
The Goober burger and the Luther?
They can also be sex positions. However, the goober burger is a burger like any other burger, except the two fundamental contrasting ingredients that you put on, one being mayonnaise, the other being peanut butter.
This is disgusting.
I know what you're thinking.
Sounds like a
No,
bad-
I know.
it's disgusting.
The sweetness of the peanut butter, the saltiness of the mayonnaise. How
that's
can
not
they
what I
possibly
mean at
exist?
all.
How can they possibly exist? Trust me. They're good. It's good.
Yeah?
It's good. Yeah. I remember
Yeah,
years ago, I was watching the Travel Channel, which I did often back in the day. And they were talking about all these different chefs were saying like the best burger they ate. Consistently, this burger showed up on everybody's top 10.
Okay.
Everyone's. And I was like, what the hell is it? And I looked it up and I said what you said. It's fucking disgusting. But I had burgers in the fridge. I was going to make them. I was like, all right, I'm going to try it. Cooked up my burger.
Savage.
Fucking peanut butter on the bun, mayonnaise on the burger, cheese and everything else you put on a burger. And I thought, oh, this is going to be horrible. Put it together. I don't know why it's good. It's good. I would eat
You
it
know
again.
what? I think he's
I would
in
eat
the
it again.
name of the kinging us right now.
No, I'm not.
What he's doing is telling us something that is so disgusting.
No, because
And-
it actually doesn't suck. I would actually make it for you and eat one myself, whereas you wouldn't.
You would have to because I'm not eating it.
Hey, even the Name of the King had sequels.
Oh, it did.
It
Like
did.
when I
2
looked up
sequels.
the sequels, I was like, really?
And they got Dolph Lundgren.
I mean,
Well,
if
that's
you're
not
gonna
saying
have a sequel to a shitty movie, you're definitely going to invite somebody like a Dolph Lundgren.
The fact that they got multiple sequels is kind of scary. Who is paying for those movies?
The third one should have had John Cena. That would have been like the trifecta of shittiness. You've got Jason Statham followed by Dolph Lundgren and then John Cena.
Who was in the third one?
Ooh.
Dominic.
Toretto from
No.
The Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, no.
The guy
All
that
about
was the guy that was the
family.
bad guy in Blade 3, and he was in Prison Break. I know who he's talking about. It's Dominic
Yeah, from
Purcell.
Oh,
Dominic
yeah,
Purcell.
Yeah. How the mighty have fallen. You break out of prison just to get into In the Name of the King 3?
I don't know if that
Go
was
back to prison, bro.
If that was
shit
made-
is not worth it.
It might be better.
before Legends or after Legends. I don't know when it was made, but that is a hard movie to make during a break.
Before we get into talking trailers, it's something that I heard on the Michael Bisping
Should we actually say what the
podcast.
Luther is? Because we mentioned it. We
Oh,
haven't
go ahead.
said.
Go ahead.
So, in the fairs down here, it's essentially
Sounds
a,
like
a-
shit. So back to what
It's actually pretty good. It's a bacon cheeseburger, but instead of a bun, it's between two Krispy Kreme donuts.
It sounds disgusting. Yet
It sounds
again.
it sounds like a heart attack. But it actually
It sounds like a delicious heart attack.
it actually is pretty good.
Like you'd have
Sold in carnivals for
Exactly.
for good reason.
It is carnival
Have you
food.
seen
It is
the
not
shit
good
that people
for
eat
you.
at carnivals?
I have.
Deep fried Oreos
It's
and
called
shit. Like,
it's
what
called
hell?
the Luther.
Exactly. It's
right.
America, damn it. If we can make it worse, we will.
On the Michael Bisping podcast, I heard it, and then I had to go and Google it for myself. Nate Diaz up to his regular antics, and he's pissing on the sign of the UFC, recording it, posting it, talking about how I will still get paid to urinate on the UFC signs.
I'm sure he will.
And
I'm sure he will.
more money than some of these guys actually fighting on the roster. I think in his lovely way, he's trying to get that last fight that he wants.
Yeah.
Nate Diaz has not won a fight since like 2016.
No, but he's still one of their biggest draws.
He's made it far in the last couple of years on his name alone.
I don't know why.
He's the anti-establishment fighter, right?
You know what it is?
He's pissing on the sign. He yells at Dana White. He
it's
talks
like-
shit about the company. And
It's
still
like
gets paid.
Clay Guida. You know it's going to be an entertaining fight. You're not even necessarily
right.
going cheering for him to win. You're just cheering that Clay's in a fight, and you know it's going to be good.
Right. It's like Nate Diaz's last fight. He fought Eve Edwards, and like Eve beat the brakes off him for most of the fight, and then almost in the end, Nate clips him and almost gets him hurt and stops him in the last round. But you know, Eve still gets to a decision win.
But if you ask Nate, he'll be like, "I almost won that fight." You know,
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
he'll be like, man, if we fought in the park in Stockton, I'd have killed you. You know, like it'll say something like that, something along those lines.
Yeah. Like he's like, I fought for 30 minutes, so it's only
That's
the
right.
last 2 minutes of the fight
He wants no time limit, no
that
rules.
matters. Yeah. I say, you know what? Make his last fight. Give him exactly what he wants. But now they're talking as far as fight
A bare knuckle fight to the death with a concrete octagon.
while smoking weed. It's either going to be Conor McGregor or the other Murgamedov. His buddy.
It's
Islam?
Islam.
I think
yes.
it's hard to bring Connor back right now. Like he's
Well,
not
look,
coming off of anything.
So, but neither is Nate. So why not give them the trilogy? Give two people who haven't won a fight the opportunity for one of them to walk away with the W and continue going.
You have to give Connor either Nate or Masvidal.
Yeah.
You can't give him a top 10 or even, you can't give him a top 5 guy, either 155 or 170. He'll get smoked.
Yeah. And that's
Is Masvidal out of the sucker punch far enough to give him a fight?
yes, I believe
true.
so.
That's true.
Listen, people loved it. Okay.
I mean, Dana-
except for Kobe Covington.
Yeah.
A lot of people enjoyed the fact that I'm a thug kind of.
Because I mean, Dana is fairly Teflon with a lot of the shit that happens behind the scenes between everything.
Connor gets away with
But
anything. Connor can murder somebody.
I mean,
as long as they drop the
I haven't
charges.
seen any positive news about Masvidal in a minute. You know, so
yeah.
I don't see anyone
Well, you could-
clamoring to give him anything.
Well, you could tell Colby got under his skin. I mean, Colby beat him in a fight, talked a lot of shit. He even brought up the fact that Masvidal is not paying child support. I mean, dude, if a dude beats your ass on television and then brings up the fact you haven't paid child support, oh no. And then dedicates the win to your ex-wife. I mean, come on.
Kobe Covington's a bad motherfucker.
He's
for
lucky he
doing all
didn't get
that
shot.
shit.
He's
But
lucky he didn't
yes.
get shot.
Yeah, he definitely could have wound up getting shot for some shit like that. But you know what? At the end of the day, I follow him on IG, Masvidal. He's not losing any money. People don't hate him for it, so he can easily jump back into the ring.
I mean, technically, he still has the BMF belt, even though Kamaru knocked him out. And
time
he's
to
lost
put it on the
fights.
line.
Yeah.
He
It's a
still
good
has
story.
it.
Put it on the line. Let's do it.
And he could put it on the line in a rematch against Nate or against Connor.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to put it on the line unless there's money.
If he loses again, what happens?
He's done. I mean,
He's
in my
done.
opinion. In my opinion, I mean,
Yeah.
it depends on who he loses to. If he loses to Connor, he's done. He's done. Like,
Yeah, because Connor's on a losing streak.
right.
So it's like you lose to a man on a losing streak, you're really worthless.
Because right now you can't really discredit Masvidal too much for his last 2 losses. People were too quick to jump on like, oh man, he lost these fights. But it's like, okay, Masvidal lost, but he lost to 1, Kamaru, currently the best pound fighter on the planet.
Yep.
And 2, Colby Covington, number 2 at
Yeah,
170.
right. Yeah, he would definitely be the champ if there was no Usman. He's just born at the wrong
Colby, yeah,
time.
Colby fought in the wrong time.
Well,
time.
the question always comes at when you're looking at certain fighters, what do? If in their weight class they're clearly not the best and they're not going to win, what does he do?
They change weight classes
I don't
typically.
I don't even know if Masvidal. I mean, he's talented. He's a journeyman. He's experienced, but I don't even know if he could stay top 10.
If he goes up or down a weight, does it give him a better chance anywhere?
That
Not
would
really.
be up for him to find. You know?
I mean, he was losing the fight. He lost to Stephen Thompson. He was losing against Darren Till and caught him. And let's be honest, if he fights Ben Askren 100 times, Ben Askren out wrestles him 95 times, and then gets caught with a flying knee the other fight. Right. So that was a perfect moment. And after that, Masvidal's payday came after that knockout.
Yeah.
It was after that he became, I'll baptize you and all that.
I think that there are certain fighters that win or lose, people are just going to love. Look at Cowboy Cerrone.
Yep.
He hasn't won a fight in a long time, but he's still a fan favorite. Why? Again, for the same things that you said. He goes out there, he's entertaining, he lays it on the line, and people just like them.
Yep.
And they like an underdog. So there's always going to be room for a Nate Diaz, a Jorge Masvidal, for a Cowboy Cerrone, because if there's a glimmer of a chance that they can win, people are going to hold on to that because of the likability, the charisma.
They've been around for so long.
But
People love them.
But I mean, if you look at Masvidal's win, it was like lucky instance.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, it's been getting beat. Mm-hmm. It's not even like, oh, he could have won. It's like, oh, you look like you don't belong in the ring with this other man.
I mean, his last win was against Nate Diaz.
So it's
who we were just discussing.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
So it's a little rough when it's like you don't look like you belong in this class of fighters.
Yeah. Well, speaking of people that don't look like they belong, right? Let's talk about Darth Tantrum in Obi-Wan. No, I'm just kidding. No, did you guys want to touch base on anything else about the UFC coming up that you're
Not really.
Not really. The next fight's what? Israel Adesanya against Cannonier. I think it's another. I mean, Cannonier looks good, but it's another. I think it's gonna be another Israel Adesanya defense. Volkanovski is fighting Max Holloway again. That's gonna be good.
I like Max Holloway, man. I really do.
Volkanovski he can't be denied anymore.
No, he can't.
He's consistently gotten better. In his last fight, his striking looked unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, they stopped the fight with the Korean Zombie standing.
Yeah.
Like, he was getting hit that hard, and it was that scary that the ref was like, fuck this. Like,
but is that fair to a zombie? Because typically
I mean,
they
considering
fight
the
standing, and he didn't even get a chance to get any brains.
Considering
you know
the
what I mean?
zombie is actually a human being that's suffering massive head trauma. Yeah,
All
in
right,
this case,
fine.
I mean, yeah.
I was like, I thought it added to his mystique. I was like, ooh, he's doing the zombie bit. You know what I mean?
no.
Oh no, he's out of it.
And people say, why are you doing the trilogy? They're like, why are you doing the trilogy if right now the record is 0-2? I mean, Max has lost technically the last two fights against Volkanovski, but I had Max winning the second fight, and a lot of fans did too. I was really surprised when they gave that nod to Volkanovski, but it is what it is. We had some questionable decisions in this last card.
Well, in the UFC, whenever it gets to the judges, it's always a bit of a toss-up if the fight is even remotely close.
Especially if you're in Houston, Texas.
You
Holy
have-
hell.
And you would always tend to think it's going to tip to the champion if there's a question, right? Typically, I know they say that's not the truth, but typically we see it more so than not.
Well, the phrase "don't let it go to the judges" is almost as famous as the phrase "if you want to beat the champ, you have to beat the champ."
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, I'm loving it. But,
That's
that was a close second.
That's also close. Yeah.
I think since it's still pretty well stuck where you have essentially boxing judges judging MMA, it's going to be a long time until you really have properly
a system that's designed for MMA.
But it is a little silly at this point, isn't it? One thing, since we're talking about the judges, I'm all for the open card scoring for the judges. A little bit of accountability. I know that some people think that you shouldn't see it.
At this point, we have to attach their names to some shit because there's judges out there that when they release their thing and they throw their. You're absolutely right. They throw their numbers out there and then they just
that's it. Wash their hands of it.
But then you read what they put and you're like, what the fuck were you watching?
Right.
Yeah, what fight were you guys watching?
That happened Saturday night. I mean, I love Valentina Shevchenko. I love her. She's my favorite female fighter. I think she's the best female fighter currently. The fight with Talia Santos was much closer than people anticipated. Yeah. There are a lot of people that say Talia Santos won the first 3 rounds. They're really pissed off right now that Valentina got the decision. I can see how it goes either way, but one judge, just like you said, gave the fight 4 rounds to 1 for Valentina. There is no fucking multiverse realm where Valentino won 4. I'm telling you right now,
like,
as a
what
Valentino
fight
fan,
are you watching?
It's impossible. Like they couldn't have been watching.
What they say is you
couldn't have
can't have the open card scoring because then the fighters will, there's the potentiality for the fighters in the ring to coast on the last rounds if they're winning. You don't have to show it to the fighters.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? You could show it to the audience. You could
It's
show
not like
it
you have
to
to
the
run in the
screen.
ring and be like, hey, you're getting fucked
Right,
up.
yeah.
You're down 4 rounds to nothing.
Let me tell you something. Unless it's a close fight, you know when you're getting fucked up.
Yeah, you better
And
try
you know
some
when
front
you're
flip
fucking
kicks.
some shit up. So it's like, I think the open
a
card
running
scoring
start.
would also weed out shitty judging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in this day and age, the sport is still new, right? Ish, in compared to boxing and wrestling, things like that. But it's not new where it's like, okay, we can't have competence within
fix
the
what's the
judging.
problem.
You get there's plenty of fighters out there that are at least at a professional level or at whatever or retired that could be judges.
Yeah, there's enough retired fighters that are still cognitively capable of becoming a judge.
Right. Because when you think about it, right, the sport is almost like the trailer for Prey. You've got these Indians fighting against the predators with laser scopes and bazookas,
super even
shields,
fight.
and invisibility.
Super even fight.
But
And I'm not sure, but they appear to be feminist Indians.
in this newest trailer, she did attach a tomahawk to a chain. So, I mean, that evens the odds
so
when fighting an invisible predator
that's absolutely going to work.
with hundreds of rounds to a space
and they
gun.
made it very clear this time in this trailer, he's using the invisibility and he has a fancy shield that opens up and the lasers and all that. It's like, what hunting are you doing?
But they have muskets. They brought in some Englishmen,
They
it
showed-
looks like,
yeah.
or Spaniards.
Well, the Englishmen don't have a fucking chance. But
no,
John Smith is there with muskets, bro.
there may be some Indian hunting instincts that help. I mean, I'm just saying.
just like on every episode
like
of Star
what?
Trek.
Oh, wait. Like what?
Like,
Name
just like-
one of their abilities that's going to help them take down the predator.
Have you ever seen Apache? Exactly.
You mean the helicopter, the Apache helicopter? Yes. Maybe if they had one of those.
Famous knife fighting tribe that exists in the American Midwest.
And how many of them killed invisible aliens from outer space?
I don't see any invisible aliens around, so maybe they killed all of them.
Fair point. Fair point.
The guys with muskets, we know they're fodder. They're using him like Worf in every episode of Star Trek to show how strong the villain is by them getting whooped every time.
Yeah.
So they're going to come in, they're going to get murdered horrifically so that when the Indians win at the end, it's some extra glorious fight.
Well, what if the Indians don't win and they just prop up Val Kilmer and they roll
Stop
him?
it. Stop it. Top Gun was good. It was a very good movie.
All right.
Come on. Come on.
We'll roll him back. All right, they get Arnold Schwarzenegger
We're going to roll.
out of retirement. They bring Arnold Schwarzenegger and his maid to fight off the predator. He uses
The
her
mother
as-
of his illegitimate son that he cheated on Maria with?
Yes, yes.
All right.
That's a fighting duo to be reckoned with if I ever heard one.
Oh, my God.
I'm all for it.
The only person with a stronger jawline than Arnold was the maid he slept with. That was
I thought you were going to
horrifying.
say The Rock's daughter, but hey.
No. Jesus.
Maybe it's a bad angle.
Yeah, we're going to chalk it up to
All
that.
of the angles are
We're
bad.
going to chalk it up to that. We're gonna chalk it up to that.
Couldn't save that with an angle or a filter.
Oh, my God. I owe the people of Disney an apology
Go for it.
because I watched Miss Marvel.
Yep.
And it's not bad. It's not bad. It entertained me. I enjoyed the whole... Up in Pennsylvania before I moved down here, I had a Pakistani friend, Aisha Shah. Shout out to Aisha. She actually listens to the podcast.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Watching this show reminded me of going over to her house, eating dinner with her family. I think it was chicken tandoori. I called it red chicken shit because you'd eat it with your hands. So she'd be like, Ian, you coming over? We're making that red chicken shit. So it was,
Hell yeah.
anyway, it was funny because a lot of the interactions between the girl in the show and her parents, I was like, it reminded me of a lot of the
Yes,
interactions.
right.
And even when they were speaking Urdu.
It's very cultural.
Yeah,
Yes.
they were speaking Urdu. I remember Aisha arguing with her mom in the backseat of the car. And I was like, this is hitting way too many things for me. I was like, I'm enjoying this, and I'm angry because of how much shit and I talked on it leading up to it. I'm like, okay, way to go. I'm enjoying this more than I did, like, some of the other shows Disney Plus has put out.
Yeah,
So.
And you know what? It's touching the notes. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you fucking did.
Always.
Yes, I did.
Always.
Don't take that
I
apology.
actually look at him and I wait for him to open his mouth, and then I jump right in.
Oh, you see it. He waits for like a twinkle in Ed's eye. It's like, I have a really intelligent thought to throw
And I'm
at
like, and now I'm going to obliterate it and then change subjects so you can't even talk about it. No, but it is in light of what we talked. It's a TV show geared towards the teenage crowd, setting up the next group of teen Avengers, young Avengers into, our kids, Avengers when they grow up. Yep. So, and I think they're doing a good job. I'm enjoying I've enjoyed the first episode so far. So
yeah, it's exactly what we thought. Very Scott Pilgrim-esque. They had animated walls in the background, and the tech conversation is floating along behind the scenes.
Whoever shot it, you're absolutely right. Whoever shot it, like cinematography, it's fantastic. It's just a colorful, wonderful thing to look at. And I was like, okay, I mean, shit.
Yeah, no, they're doing a very good job with it. Yeah,
and a lot of people also very much from that culture have complimented on the way they actually depicted properly the way the conversations are held and the little affectations they use back and forth between the characters is being used appropriately and everything else like that. So it's not a surprise that Marvel did a good show.
Yeah, well, the strict parents, the devout Muslim brother, and everything. 'Cause that's one of the main differences. Like people like. The one thing I learned is like the Pakistani and Indian cultures are divided mainly between like India is what's the religion over there? Hindu. It's mainly Hindu. Whereas Pakistan, they're almost genetically the same, but it's just Pakistan is devoutly Muslim, and that's what divides that area. Okay. So it was cool to see like the way they did that. Like her brother made me laugh, like the way he was praying about everything.
Yeah,
sure.
I was like,
it's like if you don't eat, you're gonna die of starvation.
The whole family dynamic. I love.
One thing that I found when I read an article about the show is that when it initially came out, of course, the dumbass fanboys try to shoot down the rating incredibly. They made it one of the worst rated shows in the beginning. Now it's actually picked up. Miss Marvel, because there are people that just do it for fun. They're just being mischievous little assholes.
It's review bombing.
Hey, I'm one of the most critical assholes there is, and I tell you what, I enjoyed it. I had a smile on my face the whole time. It was not the edible I ate. I really enjoyed that show.
On YouTube they would call it
part of it.
They would call it ratioing. So they would essentially keep hitting the down vote to make the down vote higher than the up vote so that eventually something would have to be done.
Where are these people when all these shitty presidents get voted? Like, why are they not down voting them?
In their mom's basement.
Yeah, usually.
Still not old enough to vote. Got it.
The Wi-Fi sucks down there.
Yeah. And they're not letting them out either.
The only way I would downvote a show.
Sunlight.
The only way I would downvote a show is if it like went out of its way to piss me off. Like if I would have been able, if they were voting on shows when like the Chronicles of Shannara came out on MTV, oh my fucking, I'd have made fake accounts to downvote that piece of shit.
It's like I'll upvote something I liked, but you really gotta be very incredibly awful for me to take the time to downvote.
Okay, so then if there was a show, he's got Chronicles.
Oh my God, I would use dead people's fucking names to vote against that show.
Hates this show.
You got one? It shit on my childhood, Nelson. It shit on it. It's just big old liquid caramel shit all over my childhood. I'm still recovering.
Cheese covered caramel shit
with nougat in it. Stir the nougat in. Oh my God.
Oh, delicious.
Honestly, the last thing I downvoted was probably one of these shitty fake trailer channels that try to make it look like it's a real trailer. It was like, official trailer, blah, blah, blah. And then you start watching, fuck you, downvote.
Yeah.
Those are probably the only times where I'm annoyed enough that I hit the downvote.
For me, it's anything Sandra Bullock. I actually spend hours scouring the internet searching for anything related to Sandra Bullock, and I downvote it for no fucking reason.
What about that movie with Ryan Reynolds where she was like, he works for her, and they go up to his house in Alaska, and Betty White, rest her soul, was in it.
I've never seen it.
Is this
The Proposal. I think it's called
time
The Proposal.
travel in a mailbox? Or?
No.
It sounds just as bad.
It was actually a pretty decent romantic comedy.
And you know why I've never seen it, Ian?
Oh, don't you dare say you don't like rom-coms. Don't you say it. There's no way a man exists that hates musicals and rom-coms.
I'm going to say it.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Stop.
Nelson. Nelson. You're just recovering from the
Sandra Bullock.
Oh, that's fair.
I love a good rom-com. I mean,
good.
Who hasn't liked 50 First Dates? I mean, who hasn't seen 50 First Dates?
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Fantastic movie.
Goddamn right.
Fantastic.
You know what movie I seen the other day that was fantastic? Old school movie, brought it back, classic, A Bronx Tale.
That's a good movie.
It was a good.
It's supposedly
good
about Robert
movie.
De Niro's childhood.
It's actually based
Didn't he
on a
direct
true
it?
story.
I'm not sure.
Didn't Robert De Niro direct?
He
it?
might have.
Still?
He played a really good role in that movie.
I think he did because he tried to make it as close to him growing up as possible.
Yeah, I thought it was an excellent movie, and it was.
If only there was a secret person somewhere with intel that could look up whether Robert De Niro directed A Bronx Tale.
De Niro.
Wait,
Sitting in the background. She what? He
produced
produced
it.
it.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah, all
That's
right.
close.
Okay, that's
I'll
good enough.
take it.
The guy who played Sonny wrote
Uh-huh.
and directed it.
We have a minion in the
We have a
background.
mysterious
Mysterious
voice in the
minion
sky.
in the background.
Yes.
And
Yes. When you're as popular as we are here at the Sofa Kingdom podcast, you have.
her pronouns are she, he, way.
Yes.
We, thee, thus.
She's actually an artificial intelligence.
Yes.
She doesn't exist.
She's
in
definitely
this
an
plane.
artificial, but intelligence that's still up for grabs.
Well, I don't know. She just figured out that Robert De Niro produced it. None of us did that.
I mean,
Killed it.
Speaking of artificial intelligence, did you see what's going on with Google?
oh, I heard about the theory about the one. Yeah.
Their AI Lambda, where one of the he wasn't even necessarily. It's weird to say what his role is because he wasn't a researcher. He's actually a priest who in college studied like some language and things like that are relevant to computers and computer learning. And he was working on the team helping to make sure that wasn't issues with hate speech from the AI.
Oh, hate speech on Google. Never.
And based on his religious...
I wish they would do that with human beings.
Yeah.
have you seen the chat on the streaming sites?
Well,
Yeah.
listen, that's why they shut down these things in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Because within like a couple of hours, whatever AI is there emulating what we're doing, they go right into hatred, right into death and hatred.
See, here's the thing that most people don't realize with the other AIs. People would actually prompt it. So they would say, hey, say this. And then the AI would go, sure, I'll say this.
Right.
And those are this. So they would then, snip the conversation at removing their prompt and leaving the thing that the AI would say. And then it looks like shit. But it's being prompted and asked to say something. And then it does because that's what its function is.
Got it.
Correct.
So the AI that he was working on is a conversational AI. Its intention is to have deep conversation for a long period of time, and they're using it to go on to their speech recognition and all that other kind of stuff.
But is it a Star Trek fanboy or a Star Wars fanboy?
Haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah.
They put him on.
That means everything to me. That
That's
will
important.
tell me
That's important.
if this thing
well, we don't know really much about this person other than it's his religious beliefs that make him believe that it's sentient. Everyone else on the team
And
is like,
you say he's a priest.
crazy man, go home. It's not sentient.
How old is he? Is he like old friar priest?
We don't
Or-
have all the information on him. They mention him being a priest or a minister,
Okay.
and it's his religious beliefs behind it.
maybe he's just a lonely guy,
Yeah.
and he's got this AI.
He
to
could
talk
be
to.
the dude from her,
Yes.
or whatever it was.
Well, now it's him.
Yeah.
So
Well, no, we don't say anymore. we don't even guess.
it's it.
But it's
Yeah.
not. Everyone else that's looked into it is like, no, it's not. And here's part of the issues of what he's even released is it's not all of the conversation and transcripts. It's only select conversations and transcripts. And some of them are edited. Once you're cherry picking particular conversations and you're editing those conversations, the conversation could look like whatever the fuck you want it to look
That's
like.
true. That could be said about a lot of things.
So just like all the other AI, is it better than those? Yes. If the conversations he's showing are the real conversations, is it leaps and bounds better than previous? Yes. But it still does not meet the criteria to be
And has any-
considered sentient.
And has anybody checked this man for edibles? Like, is he sitting down watching Miss Marvel and then talking to his sentient
he is
computer?
a man of God. He does
doesn't-
not.
Listen,
Oh, yeah.
have we heard of the burning bush? Have we heard of the burning bush?
I've seen a burning bush once.
Okay.
But it never spoke
And
to
how
me.
many times since Noah has filled the boat with 2 of each animal has that been done again?
Well, I don't know how he got
Without
the cooling
cages.
system with
Well,
polar
it-
bears. I don't know how he did that.
Yeah,
It depends which versions of Noah's boat do you want to go by? The one from the Bible or the one from any other religion?
the
of
one with Russell Crowe.
100+ versions
The one
of
with
the
Russell
story?
Crowe. One with Russell Crowe was the best one. That's the one that I go for.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that one.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So, all right. Obi-Wan, what are you guys' thoughts on it? I'm enjoying it. There are some things that, okay, can take you a little bit out of the show, but overall, I'm I'm enjoying the show
I'm
enjoying
it
the
for what it is, but
I'm trying to not be as critical as I was.
I'm quite content with going into a thing and accepting it for what it is, and just enjoying it for that.
Yeah.
What I've seen online is a lot of people, whether it's Marvel or the Star Trek or the Star Wars movie, whatever it is, they're going in with their preconceived notions of what they want it to be, and what cameos they want, and what twists and turns and story notes that they want.
And they're dissecting continuity like it's a Bible. They really are.
And
they're
when
going
they
in there like,
don't,
you have to do this.
and when they don't get the prediction that they want, and it's not up to their level of what it should be, is when they seem to be really getting upset. And
You're looking at a guy.
More of that.
You're looking at a guy that was happy with the final season of Game of Thrones. So I just accept things.
Well, that makes one of us.
I'm just saying.
No, I liked the whole season. We already been through this.
What?
I only hate the fact that the motherfucker that got the throne got the throne.
I'm just saying, you must be in charge of building the wheelchair ramps to King's Landing.
Now, if you would wheel Val Kilmer in,
Come on.
out of nowhere, you got, what's his name from Top Gun? What do they call him in Top Gun?
Iceman.
Iceman. Even better, Iceman comes in. Winter has come, right? The prophecy is fulfilled. Iceman is here, and he is the fucking king. I'm in.
I acknowledge that they could have probably did better with the last season, but
No, it's just the last episode. The whole season, I enjoyed the whole fucking thing. I even loved the fact that Daenerys went mad. I saw it coming. I was like, her family is fucking crazy. Dude, of course she's gonna burn it all down.
I love that. I love that she went crazy, and I loved how pissed off people got. They're like, Danny can't go nuts. I was like, she's from a clan of inbreds. I was like, they even said her reign will end in fire and blood. What the fuck did you miss about that 5 seasons ago? What? Were you reading? I mean,
it's like watching a movie that says like Ted dies at the end. That's the name of the movie. And Ted dies at the end. You're like, what the fuck just happened? Ted died?
If you go into a fortune teller with a dime piece and you're holding hands with her, and the fortune teller goes, "You will have many children and marry her, but she will kill you in your sleep," and you still hit it. hey,
you might like crazy, but that's okay. We like crazy here.
Your name is Johnny Depp.
It's Johnny Depp.
In high fantasy, don't be angry when the prophecy comes true.
Yes.
That is a staple of all high fantasy.
Yes.
Oh, high fantasy.
Yes. Speaking of high fantasy, Eddie's hat has been imbued with magical powers as well.
Oh shit! What happened?
Because once he lost his other hat, he miraculously found the same exact.
Yeah, they went. They came back. They made it a standard staple in their collection instead of just a limited run. So I was able to grab another.
We'd like to thank the Sofa Kingdom fans for petitioning and helping Eddie get his hat back.
Thank you. It means a lot to us. It means a lot.
Because when he lost it for that whole episode, everybody was up in arms like, "Bring back the hat! Bring back the hat!"
Hey, I would also like to give a shout out to Marshalls. That place is awesome, man. That place is awesome for getting cheap clothes. I'm going to a wedding this weekend, and I need to get a belt. I'm in Macy's checking out these belts, right?
$60.
Couldn't find anything less than $50.
$70.
Couldn't find anything less than $50 for a leather belt. I was like, you gotta be shitting me.
Yep.
I literally went into Marshalls, just drove down the street, Southern Boulevard, went to Marshalls, found the exact same leather belt, $12.99.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Exact same size, exact same brand.
Yeah, you can't be paying
$12.99.
half a tank of gas for a belt.
No.
$60.
Hell
You
no.
can't be paying half a tank
Not
of
in
gas.
this economy. Not in this
Yeah,
economy.
get the fuck out
A
of
belt
here.
you're not going to wear again for like 2 years.
Exactly. Yeah. It's gonna hold my pants up. Maybe I don't want my pants
Yeah.
on. You know what the hell?
Yeah, I had a friend the other day. He's like, "Oh, I broke down. I'm about to get robbed, and can you come and pick me up? I'm 2 blocks away." I'm like, "You got gas money?"
Exactly. Exactly.
He's like, "No, but what does that? I can't
do you mean,
come
what
and
does
get you.
that
Yeah, I guess you're getting robbed, bitch.
Exactly.
Should have had that gas money on hand. You'd be doing that shit for free. Come on."
I just like the people that say like, "Oh, gas is expensive. I'm gonna get a horse." You obviously don't know how fucking expensive.
Horses are fucking.
Horses are much
Fuck,
more
too.
expensive than gas.
Because
Yes.
living animals are cheap.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Have you seen the price of horse feed has gone up too? No.
Yeah, I think this is gonna turn into
no.
like Italy. Everybody's gonna be riding around in Vespas and bicycles. You know, like motorized skateboards and shit that. That's the way to go.
I seen a guy who actually graphed
I'm doing dog stuff.
every penny he spent on his dog for the lifetime of the dog. So it was like 12 years, and by the end of it was about 60 grand. By the time it was medical and food and all of the little things and the toys and the this and the bet, all of the every little penny. It's like, that's a lot of money.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Well, what was your point for that?
You talking about
Expensive.
shit being expensive? Did you Did you forget what you were talking
Oh
about?
no, I didn't. I was like, we were talking about gas. That we had a funny story, and, Eddie's like, what about dogs? We hate dogs. We love dogs. I love dogs.
I would like to have 60 grand. That's what I'm talking about.
60 grand or a dog.
Yeah, 60 grand or a dog. You know what?
Can you put a price on love?
Speaking on the premise of Nope, we seen the trailer for Nope. And
I'm hesitant.
I want to see it.
The new trailer makes me much more interested.
Yes, the original trailer.
It's aliens.
Was dope. It is.
Yeah.
It's aliens. I like aliens. I like aliens. It looks like aliens with a twist. It gives that old school thriller vibe to it that I like so much. So
Looks like it's got a little bit more humor in it.
Yes.
We know that aliens don't abduct black people. It's never. You ever watch those Ancient Aliens? You ever watch Ancient Aliens?
I'm out.
It's never. No.
So thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom podcast,
never a
where
black guy.
Ian talks out of his ass.
No, I'm not talking about my ass. Watch the History Channel. Ancient Aliens.
I've seen the History Channel, sir.
it's-
And can I tell you something? They've also made an entire documentary about mermaids. Mermaids.
Exactly, but
and they made it real. People were like, "Oh my god, these are real things."
The people being
mermaids
abducted.
are real.
The people being abducted by aliens. There's never somebody in the city ever.
No, man,
ever.
it's always fire in the sky. You need a Ford
always
pickup
a
truck,
bearded white
a
guy.
cowboy hat, a lot of Boone's Farms.
Eating trail mix, walking by himself in the mountains of Montana. They pick me up and put tubes in my ass. I mean, it's never. No.
I believe
How many Puerto Ricans you know seen Sasquatch?
Puerto Ricans don't get abducted either.
That's right.
And yes, exactly.
We are too fucking smart to be out in the middle of the woods or in the middle of the desert looking up at the fucking sky.
I
in the middle
agree.
of the night.
I absolutely agree. Joe Rogan even said, he's like, you know what you know what you don't find when you go looking for Bigfoot? He's like, Bigfoot and black people. That's it. You don't find them. They're not out there in the woods looking for Bigfoot.
No, we're not. You know, none of us minorities are dumb enough to go chasing some shit that don't want to be found. That is rule number one for survival.
Here's my question. You're hiking to the fucking woods and you come in contact with a 9-foot human ape. What's your plan?
Throw whoever's next to me on the floor and run as fast as I can.
All right, well.
Hey, you guys want to go hiking?
Now I do believe the first recorded alien abduction, and I'm trying to double check this because it was Betty and Barney Hill that I remember. I do believe they were interracial couples, so I believe I think the husband was a black man. So the first abduction.
Fire in the Sky you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the first recorded alien.
The only
what the
abduction.
fuck are you doing, sir?
That's a movie called
What
Fire in the Sky.
conversation are you having?
No, I'm having the conversation with you, but the only recorded abduction that I know of is the movie Firefly.
You mean Fire in the Sky?
Fire in the Sky. Yeah. That
He's
too.
He's good. He's good to sugarcoat.
Did Nelson take edibles before this episode?
Not that I saw.
What is happening?
Not that I saw.
Ian put them in my bye drink over there.
I could. I actually could. I could bring him for one of these episodes.
I don't know if that's legal, sir. And we here at the Sofa Kingdom podcast do not condone illegal activity. So after the show, we're definitely not going to do anything involving.
We don't have to eat them on the air.
No, we won't eat them on the air because that's illegal. Off the air, that's different.
Listen. In Florida now, everywhere you drive, it's not even fancy posters. It's handmade posters to get your medical card.
What do you mean in
It is
Florida?
so
Across the
easy.
street from our fucking house, our neighbor's like, "You want some free weed? Get it here." She's got like a fucking trailer over there, like. You know,
The hippie couple, yeah. They do a whole bunch of weird stuff.
Oh yeah, they're fucking weirdos. I believe I've seen the man of the house,
don't
if you
listen,
call him that, mowing his lawn in his underwear and headphones.
What's your point?
I don't need to see that shit first thing in the morning
Don't
or
look.
the
Don't look.
afternoon or the evening.
Well, I haven't seen it thus far. They've been upstanding neighbors to me.
and he made eye contact with me and he was like,
Oh, see, now here we go.
he gave me finger guns. I was like, oh.
He finger gunned you?
He finger gunned me. Nobody finger guns me and gets away with
So
it.
it is firmly established Nelson is on edibles right now.
It's a questionable move to finger gun another straight man.
It is. And then
It is-
he.
it is also rude not to
out
share,
Val
sir.
Kilmer. His wife starts wheeling out Val Kilmer from the back, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Why are we shitting on Val so much?
And then the
Top
daughter.
Gun was good.
The daughter
It
was
good.
walking out with the voice box, like, we're gonna see what he has to say about this shit.
What the fuck is happening? What is happening?
I'm like, not Iceman, no.
And you're just watching this from your window?
I mean, wouldn't you?
I guess.
Yeah. It's a good time.
There was a
good
hippie
time.
mowing his lawn in his underwear, and then Val Kilmer was wheeled out like burning. I probably couldn't look away.
Listen, that's a party I want to get invited to.
Yeah, underwear guy or no underwear guy, I'm going.
That's when you go back outside and you finger gun back. You're
That's
like,
right.
hey,
You go across the street like Desperado.
how do I get back in this bitch?
Finger gun my way in here.
So, I mean, back to Nope.
Yeah, not gonna see it. Not gonna see it.
Is it? No, not going to see it. I'm definitely going to see it. Is Keenan Peele? Jordan?
Keegan Michael
It's just Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele is the one that's doing it, and I liked his first movie, and I think I'm gonna definitely go watch this one. I think he's definitely taking M. Night Shyamalan's place in the realm of the thriller, the suspenseful thriller, and doing it well. Whereas M. Night Shyamalan, it was like
He had like one good one,
crapshoot,
and then coasted five more movies off the one.
Yeah.
Well, he would make a good movie or two, but then he would just he'd make a movie and you're like, what the fuck?
Sometimes he would lose you in the twist.
He would hinge everything on that twist, and he never quite got it again after The Sixth Sense.
It's like Sixth Sense, yay.
The Village was good.
Yeah, but I saw it coming in The Village.
I liked The Village. What else was it?
Signs was good.
Signs
Was good, but
Signs
you know,
was
you know
excellent.
what wasn't good? What the one with Mark Wahlberg, The Happening?
Or the Avatar
that was
movie
bad.
he made?
Oh, Avatar
No, we're not
was
even
so
gonna
bad.
talk about that.
Life of Pi.
We're not
Life
even-
of
Come
Pi.
on, everybody loves how bad that Avatar movie is.
That was
Oh,
so bad.
He was
That
really
so
bad
bad.
at Life of Pi.
That wasn't even good bad. That was just bad. I'm ignoring Life of Pi. Didn't see it, looked bad, ignored it.
He wasn't involved with it at all.
It was an Indian guy in the movie. And that's why Nelson said it.
Fairly tenuous connection, but sure.
Ian looked at me like,
It's okay. I'm over here talking about black people not getting abducted by aliens.
you motherfucker.
Thank God Ed is here. Like,
Yeah, no.
Actually, the first
We're
couple-
equal opportunity.
They did it once, they're like, never again.
Exactly. They started avoiding it. Meanwhile, we're still walking out in the fucking woods and staring up like, upper.
I'll tell you what, another trailer that I seen that I'm all for it actually is the Black Adam.
Yeah.
He's definitely making himself to be the most OP character in DC's history.
Yep.
The most badass superhero / villain thing guy that he's gonna do, but I'm with it. And it's one, I'm a Rock fan, and two, I mean, I like the whole anti-hero. Like, I've always loved the Punishers in the Marvel comics, the Wolverines.
Who's playing Hawkman? I know that Pierce Brosnan's coming in as Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate. I don't know who the actor is
I
for
forget.
Hawkman.
But it's gonna be
Person in the back.
because they
If
made
only
it
there was an artificial intelligence that could answer
Somewhere.
this question for us.
'Cause
Somewhere.
There was a person in the back with answers for us.
in canon. He gets his powers from Shazam, just like the way Captain Marvel, or Shazam, as he's licensing, gets
Before that
called.
Marvel and DC problem.
But in here, they made it look a little sciencey. Is how he gets his powers,
Yeah, he was getting
or
thrown off a
something
cliff,
or other.
and he
And
was like
they
a
show him
slave
in
or
like a
something,
thing,
yeah.
and so it's a little weird with what they're going with. So I'm not 100% sure of what they're doing, but I know they're releasing a whole series of comics
Based
to
on
tie
that version.
to tie into the movie.
What's his name? Okay, all right.
To tie into
Good
the
job.
movie to
The
tell
artificial intelligence cannot
artificial-
pronounce the actual
Cannot
name.
read. No, what they're giving him his power with is a tooth fairy.
sounds
So
about right.
it's a throwback to an older movie. Yes, that's the game plan, by the way,
not.
to give him.
He's gonna start with a pink tutu.
Yes, and then he's gonna get the powers, and then the whole rundown of the movie is he's gonna go in there as the Black Adam. Thank you.
Don't do it. Don't do
I'm
it.
here until the show's over. But I like it. I think his version.
I believe the name we were looking for is Aldous Hodge. Is the name? Is the
Definitely don't know.
Magnifique.
name. Yeah,
But I
never,
think
never heard of it.
he's trying to basically start his own multiverse of DC because his characters look legit.
I'm gonna hope that it does well.
Me too.
I just, there were some weird things I saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like he moves real quick and catches the rocket.
Yeah.
And then the rocket explodes.
Well, he
And
does have
somehow-
hypersonic speed.
Yeah, but he's also on the ground after the rocket explodes, and he puts his hand on the fucking window. And I'm like, what? He got knocked down by an RPG? He's never gonna last.
Well, it was a fancy blue glowing RPG.
You're right. It might have some weird.
So-
Yes, it is
you
the
know.
same ultraviolet technology that they used to kill the vampires.
In the movie Ultraviolet.
I was gonna say Underworld, but okay. Yeah, no, because what happened was in Underworld they wheeled out Val Kilmer.
Come on, sorry, come on.
He had this special blue goo that was coming out of his blood that he was giving to take down the vampires.
We're gonna have to do a whole apology episode if and when Val passes. We're gonna have to,
That man
fix
is
it.
immortal.
Oh yeah. Have you seen the new Top Gun?
And I quit.
Immortality ain't what you should do.
This is true. This is true.
My only question is, what's gonna happen with the Aquaman movie? Because you're getting conflicting reports of they're recasting Amber Heard, they're not recasting
Campbell.
Amber Heard, and even more importantly, the dude from Flash fucking disappeared with somebody's teenager. Like
Ezra Miller.
yeah,
Yes.
that dude went missing right now. They're searching for him, and he's apparently left with some kid. They keep saying teenager. Now they said,
How old is she? 18.
well, they said they said her name, which makes me think she's above 18. Because if she's under 18,
They
they
can't
can't,
really
But
say
say her
they're
name.
saying teenager to make him look more creepy than.
So
I
the-
mean, he disappeared with somebody.
How the
else, kinda
fuck do you
fucked
make
up.
Ezra Miller look more creepy?
Yeah,
I
mean, have you? Yeah, you're right.
I was calling for that dude to be stripped of his Flash title the moment I saw him. I was like, who is that person in the fedora and the scarf? Oh, that's the Flash?
Rumor
Oh.
has it he went crazy because of the reviews from this last movie, Dumbledore's secret butt stash that everybody was. That's where apparently he keeps the Phoenix.
Yeah, we know Dumbledore's secret. We know where the Chamber of Secrets is, Dumbledore.
Grindelwald's ass.
Oh, we know where the Chamber of Secrets is. Oh,
Exactly. It's Grindelwald's ass, and only Dumbledore knows the password.
is that where Grindelwald disappears to? I was wondering what happened to Johnny Depp in this movie.
We get it, J.K. Rowling. They're all gay. Everyone in Hogwarts is gay. I get it now. Which is why I'm transferring there.
No, but he is so fucking odd, even in that movie. He plays the creepy role well. He's just a fucked up person.
He's just himself.
Yeah, he's a really fucked up person, and they need to recast the Flash already at this point. I think, look, they could really reboot
I think part
with
of I know.
the Rock's
I want to say
version
that
if
part
it
of the
does well.
problem that they were saying is I think the whole Flash movie is already filmed. It's canned. It's being edited.
Scrap
so
it.
it's like to scrap it. It means scrapping what $100 million project.
Put it out. Make
How
it.
how many scenes was Amber Heard in? Because they
Yeah.
removed her from everything.
Well, the movie that he's in is his movie. So it'd be the whole movie would have to be
Just do a
shit canned.
Do a shitty CGI cover up like they did with what's his name's mustache with oh god
Henry
Superman.
Cavill.
Henry Cavill, yeah. But instead just they put Henry Cavill's face over Ezra's face.
Oh, you know what? Put Bruce Campbell's face over Ezra Miller's face. I'm all for it.
Bruce
Or you-
Campbell as the Flash. As
just
Barry Allen.
CGI a mask on his face the whole movie, even when it's not necessary. Like he's in the shower, the mask is on. He's eating a burger, the mask is on. It's just like he's always the Flash in perpetuity with that mask on.
It's like
I
DC
heard they're bringing-
can't catch a break.
I heard they're bringing in what's her name to cover Amber Heard. I thought they heard they were bringing in Amelia Clark.
Daenerys.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Todd
There's
Gavian.
talks about it, but there's also talks about there's casting supposedly happening, but she's still
I know Jason
Not-
Momoa is happy about
she's
that.
still definitely not completely cut out of the movie.
Khaleesi.
He's like, I'm gonna be the father of dragons.
Yeah, I also hate to fucking shit on everybody's parade, but if you read the books, Khaleesi's like
14 or something like that.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah, when she gets sold to Khal Drogo's sorry.
You know what though?
Yeah.
It's okay,
I have
everybody
to s-
cheered when Jon Snow fucked her and it's his aunt. So, you know,
Here's-
whatever. Game of Thrones.
Congratulations in the
Here's-
family.
Here's the thing though, like if you really look at George R. Martin's books, he's a creeper.
Yeah, yeah.
Like his whole style is just like
Have you seen the guy?
very dark and very fucking creepy.
Yeah.
So I mean,
he's basically a librarian in a dwarven
he is
hall.
he is the living version of the Gordon Fisherman. Like when you look at him, like that's
Yeah.
his whole dressed style.
Oh yeah, he's you know
Yeah,
he's not gonna ever finish.
he's
the
definitely
books
by a
either.
lighthouse
I mean,
somewhere.
anyone
writing-
that's as prolific in terms of the size and the number of books, look at Stephen King.
Yeah.
Nobody's walking up to him like he looks chipper and cheerful.
Yeah.
Let's go say hi.
Yeah.
George R. R. Martin also gave us Elden Ring. So
Oh, okay. Here's one that
Thank
you
you,
didn't
George.
see.
No.
Here's one that you didn't see that me and Eddie saw that might intrigue you.
oh, yeah,
Rob Zombie is
Love him. Love
making
him.
a movie.
oh, yeah. Again,
It's PG.
how?
The Munsters. So he's doing a movie for Disney. Right? Is it Disney?
Looked like it was Disney. I believe.
Disney. PG. Humor. Rob Zombie. He's going out of his way in the trailer to make it, let everybody know, it's PG, it's kid,
It's the Munsters.
it's the Munsters.
He's a horror fan, and he grew up watching the Addams Family and the Munsters. If anybody is gonna do it right, he'll do it. He will.
So I'm curious.
It's not animated, right?
nope.
No.
No, it's
No.
live action.
Live action in color. They're not going to go the black and white route.
Do you
but-
think he has the ability to pull off Tim Burton
I think
PG
he
dark
does.
humor?
Well, as long as he doesn't just delve into. Sometimes he goes off the fucking deep end, man. Like,
Well, that he can't in a PG setting,
really
right?
can't.
So
like
I'm
Devil's
curious.
Rejects was good. Devil's Rejects, I enjoyed it. It was disturbing and a really twisted film, but I did enjoy it. But then again, he makes movies like The Lords of Salem, and it was literally just a pile of shit.
Right.
I was like, you just wanted to give your wife a role.
Well,
Like,
look, if I have to tell you that I seen the trailer and it looked like shit.
really,
That's my general opinion. Like I'm like, this looks like cheesy, corny crap
I said
on
that.
a stick.
I said that about Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
I did. I was expecting to hate it.
I expected a Scott Pilgrim-esque show, and that's what we got.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I'm all for it. So I mean, another movie that I would never like to see like Rob Zombie do is like the Minions. Like why bring in Rob Zombie to do a PG movie for Disney? That's
if
a
Rob
risk.
Zombie did an R-rated Minions, I would be their opening night. Can you imagine the horror of that?
Oh
Like,
my
just
god!
A bunch of yellow things just speaking gibberish, just ripping people apart. It'd be
and-
glorious.
Oh
It'd be fucking
man,
glorious.
evil.
In canon,
Minions.
they
Yes!
are immortals.
really.
Yes. So it's like there's nowhere for you to go, because they will eventually get you.
So they will out procreate and populate the world at one point.
They
saw-
don't procreate. There is a set number, and there's always been a set number.
I
of
saw a very disturbing animated cartoon.
Now they do
by
break
the-
canon
by-
in one of the movies where they have him where he's creating more minions,
Okay.
but the original group of minions are immortal, and there's a set number. I think it's like 144 of them, some weird shit.
I saw a horrifying animated cartoon by that Meat Canyon guy.
Is it the Winnie the Pooh thing that's going around?
No, it was the one I sent you guys once before, but this was how minions procreate, and it was fucking horrible. Like they carried like an old minion out of the woods, and they like laid him down and let him starve to death. And like when he starved to death, his teeth got up and walked out of his mouth, and they were baby minions. I was like, oh come on! Like I felt uncomfortable. I was like, fuck, man. Like. I love all that stuff.
Yeah.
The guy that makes is like Papa Meat Canyon. He makes these animated shorts, and the design
They're dark.
They are to make you uncomfortable.
Dark.
They are for you to watch it and then go, oh my! Don't watch it at night before you go to bed. Definitely don't watch it on edible. It'll ruin your life.
Yeah.
It'll ruin your fucking life.
Yeah, I'm good on all that. I like my minions just the way they are, fluffy and fun.
Fluffy.
Yeah, did you not see the furry minion? that
No,
they
they're
got
like
now?
yellow, skinless monsters.
No, they got a fluffy bunny one in the movie coming up.
Oh yeah,
This is sacrilege.
and he fights kung fu.
The Rising of Gru, or
The Rising
or
of
some
Gru, yes,
shit
because
like that? Yeah.
this one martial arts master, it looks like, finds out that they're basically impervious to damage. So she's like, "I'm going to teach you to fight kung fu,"
Great.
and for whatever reason, put him in a yellow furry suit, or if that's just he let his hair grow out. I don't know. The mystery continues. We'll find out soon enough.
Is Steve Carell still in it? Is he still the voice of Baby Gru?
That's a good question. Gru was in the trailer all of half a second
Yeah.
of the probably 2-minute trailer, which was essentially all minions.
Yes.
Even the title, Minions really big, Rising
Di-
of Gru
does Disney-
really small.
Does Disney own that one too?
I don't know. I think that's a DreamWorks studio.
Not sure.
Universal.
Universal.
Because they're at,
All right.
yeah, the ride's at Universal.
Yeah. So that's definitely not a Disney thing.
Fucking
Yeah.
minions.
But I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, Universal does have a bunch of Marvel shit in there. This is post-purchase, or pre-purchase. Yeah. So.
Again, contracts and copyright. They got it until that contract runs out, and then they got to give that shit back.
Can you imagine if Universal just had access to like the Sony Marvel stuff. Like,
Yeah.
would you get on the Morbius ride? I fucking wouldn't.
Listen, I would love to see a Morbius ride.
They'd put you in a fucking shopping cart. They'd shut the light off and fire you into a brick
my
wall.
God. Because it's still better than watching the movie.
And then when you wake up, Jared Leto is just standing there in a fucking robe. Like,
Yeah, with his cult
his cult
following
is all
around.
there, yes.
Okay, but here's the thing. Morbius fan base, or the
I
meme
saw
fan
this. I
base,
saw
started
this.
another petition
to re-release it.
The re-release. We were busy that weekend is the name of the. So re-release it again so that we could go watch it. They're really banking on the stupidity of these studios to re-release this shit again because we missed it because we were busy that weekend.
The studios are dumb enough too. That's the thing. That's the reality of it.
You know what? I say fuck it. How much does it cost for them to put it back into movie theaters?
I mean, it's all
Probably, I mean, a decent amount. If you're,
I mean, it's all digital now. It's not like they're sending cans
Yeah.
with film to go out.
And
It's
like-
all digital and digital projectors.
For them, it's just like, hey guys, can you take it back out of the trash can and put it on your projector for us? We'd appreciate it. Like, well,
Poor
my
Jared
table
Leto.
broke and I'm using it to hold it up, but all right, I can see.
you think we'll see Jared Leto in any more superhero stuff? You think they're
I
gonna?
hope not. I think
hope not either.
he'll do it. He doesn't give a fuck. But I don't know if anybody's going to cast him.
I won't take it seriously now. There's no way. I'm like, well, this again.
It's been a rough go the last couple.
I was really looking forward to Morbius, and it just...
I was thrown off. I was not because I was like, what are we doing? Like, why? We already did a dark Spider-Man villain movie. We did
Yeah, I once
that.
Sony
And why Morbius?
Sony at the helm, I was
Fucking-
very suspicious it would be anything good.
Yeah.
I said before, I was like, it's like that guy that like there's a dude wears a leopard fur and fucking like the hunter.
I mean, like the
what other Spider-Man?
the
villains are
Venom
we gonna
movie
do?
was entertaining, but when you break it down, how much of that was actually Venom from the comics versus like
Yeah.
they just did a thing?
I liked Venom 1 much more than I liked Carnage.
They missed the mark with the R-rated.
Yeah, they missed the mark with that, and they misused Woody Harrelson's brilliance.
Yep.
He did as good as he could with
did.
a PG-13
Yeah.
shackles on his wrist.
I think they spent too much time with the bullshitting of the Tom Hardy and Venom fighting with each other, joking too much. I felt like they could have done a little less of that and a little more into the storyline.
That's what makes people laugh, and they were trying to do the
Yeah,
whole,
but you know,
trying
like
to capture what they did with
that's
the first
that's
one.
Marvel's thing. You know?
yeah, but not Marvel's, Sony's.
Sony.
Well, Marvel tries to do that whole funny thing, but
They
I
do
think
it,
that's what
but they
made
do it well.
But when they did
that's-
it, when they did it, they gave us Thor.
Yes,
Well,
they gave us the order.
that's what made the Eternals such a slog, because it was like, where's the humor at?
Yes.
Like, and like, if you're a fan of the actual material, like, you can enjoy it, and you understand that it's the giant setup for what is to come.
Right.
But if you're your average everyday moviegoer, I mean,
Yeah, when you finish a run of 10 years of movies, you got some rebuilding to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember, like, because The Northman, I remember I went and saw that in theaters, and I liked it. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. But then again, I'm a fucking nutty Viking dude that likes hallucinogenic drugs.
I can vouch for that.
So, I enjoyed it, but I understood what I was looking at. I was like, okay, this movie isn't for everyone. Like,
Right.
This is like a weird, artistic, trying to be as accurate depiction of Viking culture as
Right.
But I remember when the movie was over, like, this giant country-ass sea mammal in flip-flops behind me was like, what did I just watch? And I was like, well, I figured you wouldn't enjoy it, you know?
Yeah.
There wasn't one NASCAR vehicle in the whole movie. What
And
the
then he
fuck?
just grabbed the leash to his alligator and walked
right.
out.
That alligator was his wife. I'll have you know.
Peggy Sue! Get over here, Peggy!
Yeah, we're going out to the fuck truck.
Yeah!
A.K.A. my van.
My man
A.K.A. my go-kart.
was also named Peggy Sue.
So let's put it this way: he wasn't the most artistically gifted person.
Right.
He wouldn't comprehend the film. He had just watched.
Sure. And Ian was there with his glasses and his scarf
My
around
scarf.
his neck. And
My man ponytail. I was,
his pipe with bubbles in it.
yep.
It's like
I was like, another fantastic film by Robert Eggers. Yes.
magnifique.
Best move yet. I still haven't seen The Lighthouse. It's on Amazon Prime. I haven't seen it.
I'll never see it.
I'm not trying to see William Dafoe and Robert Pattinson like make out with each other. I'm just not interested.
Still in the butt. Ow. That's like I will say that there's a computer AI somewhere in
Your
this
neighbor
room
might be in the movie.
that wants me to watch Brokeback Mountain, and I still fucking refuse. I know Ian loved it. So you have
It was not a bad film.
loved it. I will say, he said 10 out of 10.
I did not say 10 out of 10.
He said 10 out of 10.
I would give it an 8.
He puts it right up there with End Games for the Avengers.
No. I got tricked into watching it.
Nobody gets tricked into watching
Yes, you do.
a movie because you know what you can do?
I got
You walk
tricked
out.
into that gay
You can
movie
walk
with
out.
the cowboy.
There was all kinds of
Feldman.
moving parts.
I didn't know what was going on from the trailers.
No. There were no moving parts, sir. There
there
was
was.
Very surprised.
Right.
Have you ever seen the movie? There was a lot of moving parts.
in the movie. There was a moving part.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of hee-hawing
No, I
going on. but-
got called by my friend Steph Hauser. Shout out to Steph. I don't know where you're at now, but Steph Hauser. And she said, we're having a movie night at my house. My sister and her friends, hot older sister, going to have a bunch of friends over. Me, being the 19-year-old testosterone-charged person that I was like, oh, yeah, movie night with a bunch of girls. I'm in.
Yeah, I got you.
Me, a blanket, some girls on either side of me. Right, so anyway.
Sounds like a Saturday.
I showed up for the movie. I got my popcorn. I brought my own popcorn. I brought some beer. I fucking showed up. Me, 7 girls. I was like, this is going to be a good movie night. What movie are we watching? And they hit me with it. They said, we're watching Brokeback Mountain.
They set you up, bro.
It didn't come out that year. Yes. Oh, set up.
They set you up, bro.
It's a 25-minute drive to Steph House. I was there. I was there. I had canceled plans. I was there. I'm not going to leave. I figured, well, I'm going to watch a very uncomfortable movie, but I might get a handy. You never know. So I'm there, and then the movie starts, and I was like, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. And the one scene for a 19-year-old guy to watch, it took a little adjustment. But
As in, he had to get closer to the screen.
I had to get much closer to the screen.
He's like, this looks interesting.
Oh, yeah, I was glued to it. But anyway, it actually ended up being a really heartfelt love story between two people that were misunderstood, and they were trying to survive an environment that's not very forgiving to who they are.
To each their own. But
And I enjoyed
I'm
it.
still not watching the fucking movie.
Well, you see, I can describe the whole scene for you right now.
No.
It's a cold night in the wilderness.
And Eddie, cue the music.
No, Heath Ledger is really, really cold. He's outside. Heath Ledger is freezing to death outside the tent.
Thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom podcast, where you will never catch me watching Brokeback Mountain.
Jake Gyllenhaal says, come inside the tent.
You can find us on all your social media platforms at
Sofa Kingdom OFC.
where you will wheel in Val Kilmer and watch him on.
Sofa Kingdom podcast on YouTube.
I hear Val Kilmer's in the sequel to
Brokeback Mountain.
Mountain. Yeah.
Oh man, it's just Broke Man Mountain.
Oh, come on. Top Gun was a good movie.
Oh, it was.
It was a great movie.
Yeah.
I don't
Wait
get
for
it.
him in Willow.
What if Warwick Davis is in Brokeback Mountain
Oh, the debauchery. You know, sometimes I'm like, how are we going to outdo ourselves? And then we just wheel in Val Kilmer.
too? We're leaving Val alone the next episode. We're leaving Val alone. He gets a pass for a week.